Hello, my dear students. Today we are going to start with a new topic, polynomials. This topic was there in grade 9 also, but grade 9 it was a little bit small. This year we are going to see new concepts of polynomial. But before starting new concept of this year polynomial, let us revise some old concept of grade 9 polynomials. Okay, so what we are going to revise in this, we are going to see what is the definition of this polynomial, and we are going to see the next concept, what is the degree of polynomial. Okay, these two concepts will be using in this year also. So for definition, let us take an algebraic expression denoted by f of x is equal to 3x square minus 7x plus 8. So here you can see there are three terms, 1, 2 and 3. These terms are separated by minus plus. It can be any signs between them. So very important thing that you should understand over here, that power must be a whole number. It must be a whole number always. Whole number matlab kya? It can be 0, it can be 1, 2, 3 dot dot dot, but it cannot be negative. Always remember. Okay, so here you can see no power. Here it is x square, x raised to 0, and here nothing is there, means x raised to 0, x raised to 1, 2, 1 and 0. So power is not negative. This is a polynomial. But what if you have algebraic expression 1 by x plus 5? Here x comes up and gives negative sign, x raised to minus 1 plus 5, and therefore power becomes negative. This is not a polynomial. This definition you will require, and next what you will require is a degree. So for degree, let us take an algebraic expression denoted by 8x raised to 7 minus x raised to 5 plus 3x square plus, let us say, 11. Okay, so here what is a degree? Degree means the highest power. Okay, so let us see from this side. Okay, where you have 11. 11 you can write it as 11 into x raised to 0. Anything raised to 0 is always 1. So 11 into 1 you will get 11 only. So here the power is 0, right? So you see all the power, 1 power is 0, 1 power is 2, 1 power is 5, 1 power is 7. So highest power is what? 7. And therefore for this polynomial, degree is 7. Okay. So with this two knowledge, we will proceed for our this year concepts of polynomial. Okay. So let's start. Yes, so let us start with this year concept of polynomial. The first thing that we will see, what are the types of polynomial? There are total three types of polynomial: linear polynomial, quadratic polynomial, and cubic polynomial. Okay, we will one by one analyze and take all the details of this polynomial. So let us begin with linear polynomial first. Very short and sweet. So linear polynomial, you can write the example of linear polynomial, let us say 7x minus 5, where you can see the highest degree of this polynomial is 1. So the standard form of this polynomial is ax plus b. Always it will appear in this form. What is a standard form? स्टैंडर्ड फॉर्म मतलब ऐसा फॉर्म कि जिसमें वो दिखेगा. ओके, उसका एक फॉर्म रहता है. हर एक पॉलिनोमियल का अपना एक फॉर्म रहता है. तो स्टैंडर्ड पॉलिनोमियल, लिनियर पॉलिनोमियल का स्टैंडर्ड फॉर्म क्या है? ax प्लस b. ओके, सो एज यू कैन सी लीनियर मतलब डिग्री क्या होगा? डिग्री हमेशा इट विल बी 1. सो ऑलवेज रिमेंबर वन मोर थिंग, whatever is your degree, that many number of zeros you will have. That is number of zeros. How many number of zeros it will have? 1. So now you will ask me, what is number of zeros, ma'am? We don't know. So number of zero matlab, if you have this polynomial and you make it equal to 0. So what you will get? 7x is equal to 5. X is equal to 5 by 7. This is called as a 0. Why? Because if you put this instead of x, if you put 5 by 7 here, and you try to calculate, it will become 0. You get the LHS is equal to RHS हो गया तो किससे हुआ? It becomes 0 by using 5 by 7. So this is called as 0. So how many number of zeros a linear polynomial will have? जितना डिग्री है उतना number of zeros. So degree is 1, number of zeros is also 1. The next important thing that you should understand is what is the graph. Graph of this linear polynomial will always be a straight line. A straight line like this or a straight line like this. Any line. It has to be a straight line. Okay. And last thing, that is the relationship between these zeros that we should understand. Okay, this relationship ये बहुत important है. Okay, so relationship between zeros. This the 3 to 4 things we will see for all the types of polynomial. So relationship between zeros, if you see here, is minus b by a. Minus b by a. What is b? B is a constant term of the standard form you can see here upon a is what? Coefficient of x. क्या होता है कोएफिशिएंट? जो भी वेरिएबल के पीछे नंबर है, whatever is standing behind the variable is called as coefficient. So what is the relationship between zeros? There is only one zero, so it is minus b by a. That is minus of constant term upon coefficient of x. So these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points you will require for all these polynomials. Okay, first point, standard form ax plus b, degree is 1, number of zeros as degree 1, the number of zero भी 1 ही रहेगा. इसका ग्राफ क्या रहेगा? स्ट्रेट लाइन रहेगा हमेशा. रिलेशनशिप बिटवीन जीरो क्या है? माइनस बी बाई ए. तो माइनस बी और ए कैसे निकालना है? इससे. तो इसका जो है, let us say relationship between this particular polynomial will be what? Let us say it is k. It is minus of b is minus 5 upon a is 7. So देखो 5 by 7 आ गया, वही था हमारा आंसर, right? So this is how either you can solve and get a 0, or you can use this relationship formula directly and get a 0. Okay, so this is done for linear polynomial. So let us now go to the next type of polynomial, that is quadratic polynomial. Okay, so now let's start with the information about quadratic polynomial. If you see, this entire chapter polynomial is basically having maximum number of sums on this type of polynomial, and there are many things that we have to learn. We have to learn about the standard form, discrimination, उसमें graph आएगा, relationship between zero, बहुत सारी चीजें इसमें सीखनी है. Okay, so quadratic polynomial अगर हमने देखा तो ये कुछ ऐसा दिखेगा. This is one example of the quadratic polynomial. So what is the standard form? So if you see, standard form of polynomial is ax square plus bx plus c. Okay, any equation or any polynomial example में दिया है तो we have to compare with this standard form ax square plus bx plus c. So you can see what is the degree of this polynomial. Quadratic का quadra. Quadra मतलब दो. Okay, so degree of this polynomial is 2. Now we have learned how many degree is there, how many number of degrees is there, that many number of zeros you will have, right? So number of zeros are also 2. Okay, so standard form हो गया, degree हो गया, number of zero हो गया, right? Now let us understand what is the one more thing you can see here. There is a in the beginning. So if there is a graph also that we have to see first. So let us understand the graph first. So graph is something like this U-shaped graph. This is also called as parabola. This you will be studying in detail in grade 11. Okay, so U-shaped graph is there. इसमें दो टाइप है. इसमें ये ग्राफ यू अप है कि यू डाउन है, ये डिसाइड कैसे करेंगे? हाउ यू विल डिसाइड दिस? बाय लुकिंग एट दिस ए. सो इफ a is greater than 0, then shape is upward. If a is less than 0, then this parabola will be going like this, ulta u. Okay, so this is the important thing, the basic important thing about the quadratic polynomial. Remember, स्टैंडर्ड फॉर्म, डिग्री, नंबर ऑफ जीरोस, और इसके जो नंबर ऑफ जीरोस है ना, दो है जो कि डिनोट करते हैं अल्फा और बीटा. ऐसे थ्रू आउट द चैप्टर यू विल बी डीलिंग विद दिस टू लेटर्स, अल्फा एंड बीटा. ओके, और उसका ग्राफ है यू शेप विच इज ऑल्सो कॉल्ड एज पैराबोला. ओके, सो नाउ लेट अस गो टू द नेक्स्ट पार्ट, दैट इज डिस्क्रिमिनेंट. Okay, now let's start with the next topic, that is discriminant. Discriminant can be found by using this formula d is equal to b square minus 4ac. तो b square मतलब क्या, ये वाला b, ac मतलब क्या, ये a और ये c. You have to put these values and you have to get the value of d. Now when you get d, it can be either greater than 0 or equal to 0 or less than 0. Depending on these three conditions, you can predict the number of solutions and nature of solution also. Okay, so how, let us see. If you get discriminant greater than 0, then you will get two solutions. How many solutions you will get? Two solutions. Okay, so if you get these two solution, how you can see it on graph? Because I know I told you that it is a parabola. So one thing that you can see is this type of parabola, where parabola just intersect the x-axis on 2 points. These are called as solution. Solution मतलब क्या, ये zeros, नहीं तो उसका दूसरा नाम है root, ये भी यूज कर सकते हैं. तो that means what, quadratic के दो zeros है. If discriminant greater than 0, then you will get two solution and graphically it will look like this, or it may look like this also. See, here there are two intersections with x-axis. So let us see what happens with discriminant equal to 0. So if discriminant is equal to 0, then you will get only one solution. Only one solution. Even if the degree is 2, you will get one solution. And how you can see this graphically? You can see something like this. It just touches the x-axis at one point. Okay, it can be like this or it can be upward like this. Suppose it just touches the parabola, x-axis touches the parabola like this at one point. Okay, if discriminant is equal to 0. Now if discriminant is less than 0, what you will get? You will get no real solution. You will get no real solution in this. And how this will look like? It will look like this graphically, where graph is not touching anywhere on x-axis. You may also get something like this. Okay, depending on this, you have got some questions solved in your textbook also. We'll see more and practice questions also in upcoming videos. So I hope you have understood what is discriminant. Now let us go for the next part of quadratic polynomial, that is relationship between the zeros. Okay, now let's start with relationship between zeros. Okay, so I hope you remember that we have got two zeros and they are denoted by alpha and beta. So there are two relationships over here. One is sum of zero, that will be called as alpha plus beta, and another one is product of zero, that will be called as alpha into beta. Many problems are there, you will get these questions. Okay, so if you see alpha plus beta, it will come as minus b by a, and alpha into beta, if you do, you will get c by a. What is b, a, c, all that thing? You have to compare the given equation with this standard form. From here you will get a, b, c. Okay, so that is, if you see alpha into beta, it is c by a, means what? Constant upon coefficient of x square. Okay, if you see minus b by a, it is what? Minus of coefficient of x upon coefficient of x square. These relations you have to remember. Okay, so now what we have to see is how, if these zeros are given, if you are been given with alpha and beta, then how to form a quadratic polynomial. Okay, formation of quadratic polynomial. For that, you have got one formula, and that formula you have to remember. Depending on this, you will get various MCQs. That the formula is x square minus, you will write sum of zeros into x plus product of zeros. So how do we write this? You can write this as x square minus, in the bracket you can write alpha plus beta x plus alpha into beta. Okay, so these are four things that you should know. One is the basic standard form and degree, number of zeros, discriminant, and you have to see the relationship between zeros, and how can you find the make a quadratic polynomial with the help of the zeros. These are all the things that comes under the quadratic polynomial concept of your chapter polynomial. Okay, so this I'm keeping it like this. You can take a screenshot and make your own notes with this. Let us go to the next type of polynomial, that is called as cubic polynomial. Okay, so now let's go to the last type of polynomial that you have in your syllabus, that is cubic polynomial. Cubic polynomial, for example, are something like this. You can write this as, suppose 8x cube plus 9x square. You can see this is having highest degree as 3. Okay, so the first thing that we have to see, what is the standard form? The standard form of cubic polynomial will be ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d. Okay, here you can see the highest degree of this polynomial is 3. So if the degree is 3, then how many number of zeros you will get? You will get 3 number of zeros. So number of zeros are 3. Since degree is 3, you will get 3 number of zeros. And which are these zeros for cubic polynomial? They are alpha, beta and gamma. Remember, for quadratic it was only alpha and beta. Okay, for cubic it will be alpha, beta and gamma. So next concept that we have to see here is relationship between zeros. Okay, so unlike quadratic polynomial where there was only sum and product, you have got sum here but two types of product here. So first sum, let us see alpha plus beta plus gamma. So if you see, if you sum all the three zeros of cubic polynomial, then alpha plus beta plus gamma you do, you will get minus b by a. तो b क्या है? b x square को कोएफिशिएंट है. a क्या है? x cube का कोएफिशिएंट है. It is different in quadratic and it is different in cubic. Remember this standard form in cubic polynomial. Okay, so this is the first relation. Second relation is of the product, where you simply multiply all the three zeros, that is alpha, beta and gamma, and if you do this you will get minus d by a. Alpha, beta, gamma, you will get minus d by a. D is what? Constant. A is what? A is a coefficient of x cube. Third one is different type of product and sum. What you will do? You know alpha, beta, gamma. So you take first two product, that is alpha, beta, add them. Take next two product, beta, gamma, add them, and take first and last, that is gamma, alpha. So if you take this, then this will come as c by a, where c is coefficient of x and a is coefficient of x cube. So you have to remember three relationships in cubic polynomial. The last concept of this cubic polynomial is how do we found or form the cubic polynomial. So that is called as formation of cubic polynomial. Okay, so to form this you can simply write three brackets. One, that is x minus first root, that is first 0 alpha, then x minus beta and x minus gamma. This type of question normally they come in MCQs. So these are the 4-5 things which you should remember in cubic polynomial: standard form, degree 3, number of zeros 3, relationship between the zeros, and how do we form the cubic polynomial. Okay, so I hope you have understood. You can take a screenshot of this, and this is what we have done today. We have done in this video entire introduction of polynomials. Okay, in our next class we will see examples from your textbook. Okay, so I hope you have understood and like my video. I request you to please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Bye.